Hey everyone, welcome back to Wegovy After the Sleeve, week number 5. Real life talk. If you're new here, I'm Tracy. I had gastric surgery, bypass surgery about 10 years ago, and I gained some of the weight back, and now I'm on Wegovy. I'm just sharing my real Canadian experience with no sponsorships, just plain honesty. So this week I'm going to talk to you about my short couple-day vacation and Christmas, how to handle Christmas. It's coming up here and we're going to have a lot of challenges. So I went to Tofino, BC, and just for a couple of days this week for a friend's birthday. I ate well. I ordered appetizers, I shared meals, all that. The one thing I did do that I haven't done since being on Wegovy is drank alcohol. And I had, like I said, I had quite a few. Wine, glasses of wine, vodka, sodas, that kind of thing. So I think overall I did really well. I kept up with most of my walking, not the amount I wanted to do, but I still kept moving. I went for walks on the beach and things like that. So other than the alcohol, I think I did pretty good. So what happens when I drink alcohol is I gain weight no matter what, especially a couple days of drinking. I usually gain 5 to 10 pounds back, and then I'll lose it within 3-4 days. So I was expecting when I stepped on the scale this morning to have gained quite a bit. But to my surprise, I hadn't lost any weight, but I gained only 1 pound. So for me, that is great. It means that next week I may have a good chunk of weight off, but that's just how alcohol affects me. But we all have the odd drink or go out with friends, so that is why, especially this time of year, we're doing many Christmas parties and stuff. I'm going to talk to you about Christmas treats when you're on Wegovy without feeling sick, guilty, or overwhelmed. So the real reason holiday treats feel harder is, let's be honest, Christmas is treat season. There's food everywhere. Work, parties, family dinners, baking gifts, cookies on every counter. But there's one thing, Wegovy, plus having a smaller stomach after the sleeve, I have way less room and my digestion is way slower. So that means eating sweets on an empty stomach can make me nauseous, or even you, because we're digesting it so it can make you nauseous. Eating fast food too fast can cause pressure and discomfort. And large portions, forget it. They hit hard. Whenever I'm noticing I have a large portion, I get what's called the dumping syndrome. I get dizzy, I get hot sweats and cold sweats, and I just want to throw up. Sometimes I will actually go and make myself because I'll feel better. Usually when you get like that, just go for a walk and after dinner or after you've done it, and it'll usually work its way through a lot faster. So the goal is not to avoid treats, because you know you're not going to be able to. It's to enjoy them in a way that makes your body feel good. So I have some strategies. Choose treats on purpose. So don't just go look at the table and, oh, I'll have one of that, I'll have one of that, that looks good. Choose them on purpose. So don't eat every treat just because it's there. Eat the ones you actually love. For me, I love Nanaimo bars, so I will always take a Nanaimo bar, put it on my plate, and go away. Before you walk into a party though, or look at the dessert table, ask yourself, what treat are you really excited for? As I said, for me it's Nanaimo bars. Have that one. Skip the filler treats. So if there's something there that you like, but you know what, it's not really your favorite, stick to the ones you really, really love and can be satisfied with. This alone cuts your calories in half without even trying. Strategy number 2, we talked about this with mindful eating, and I think I mentioned my chocolate scenario. Take 3 intentional bites. Taste it. The first bite, you're going to taste it. Second bite, just enjoy it. Just savor that feeling and how good that tastes and the texture. And then number 3, when you're done that, decide if you want more. So one thing I brought back from my trip was went to this candy shop and I got a chocolate peanut butter bar. Now I love chocolate peanut butter. So it was actually, I didn't eat it the whole weekend, which I was surprised. I didn't even really want it. But last night when I got home, I wanted a piece, so I decided to cut it into 4. So I ended up, I will be honest, I ate the whole thing, but I didn't eat it all at once. I just had that first little piece, waited about half an hour, and then I felt like some more, so I just kept going back and I eventually did finish it. But stuff like that happens. I did at least, the win there is that I tried. Most of the time though, after 3 or 4 bites, you're going to be satisfied and your stomach says, okay, that's enough. Your stomach and your brain, hopefully your brain. You have no restrictions, there's no guilt, and just mindful eating. So you're not going into that party or out for dinner restricting yourself. You're just pre-plan what you're going to do. Tonight I'm going out for dinner to the old spaghetti factory. So I've already started planning, okay, what's the best thing for me to order to stay on plan? Should I share with my husband? Should I just get an appetizer? So I'm working my way through that and I'll decide that later on today. So strategy number 3, and as we said, always eat your protein first. So protein first equals less nausea. Just keep that in mind. Protein first, less nausea. If you eat sweets on an empty stomach while on Wegovy, guess what happens? Nausea city. Yep, nausea city. So here's the fix. Eat a bit of protein before you have the treats. Cheese, turkey, yogurt, even a few bites will help. It keeps your blood sugar stable and prevents the sugar from shock feeling. So you won't feel so bad once you just all of a sudden had sugar. As I mentioned, I share or I downsize my portions. You know, I showed you before, I have my little plates. If I go to a party and I don't, I take the smaller plate, not the bigger plate, or I just take a little tablespoon of what I want instead of a whole portion. I'll cut something in half and just take a tablespoon or a little piece. Or make a sampler plate. So like I said, just take that plate and put a little bit of everything, a little sampler plate of all your favorite foods. Then leave the table and go into another area of the room and socialize. So just remember, this time of year, you're there to socialize and be happy socializing. You don't need to eat just to socialize. You're there to see people and have fun and talk to your friends. So strategy number 5, make your own rules and keep it simple. So some ideas are 1 treat a day. Only eat treats that are on a scale of 8 to 10 or better. So those ones you really, really love. Pre-portion treats into a bowl or bags and put them in a cupboard so you don't see them, but pre-portion them so that when you do want something, you can go and just grab that bag or bowl and you have your snack. Only eat your treats on social events, work party, that kind of thing. Just keep it social. Now I got some bonus tips that I do. When I go to a party, I don't stand or sit around the table where the food is. I will get what I want. I'll peruse the table, see what I want. I'll get what I want, and then I'll go into the living room or another room. We end up in the kitchen, usually. And I socialize and I see people and I eat my food there. Then when I'm done, if I want something else, I'll go back. But by then, I usually don't want to. I've had my fill. I'm not staring at, oh, what could I have next? Oh, that looks good. Maybe I'll try that. I've got my little sampler plate or my favorite treat, and that's that. Sometimes later on the evening, I'll go back and try that other treat that I want, but it has to be something I really love. One thing I do at home this time of year, especially if we're giving candy for a gift or you've done Christmas baking like I'm going to do tomorrow and stuff like that, is I don't keep it in the house. When I lived in town before I moved out to this farm, I never kept candy and that kind of stuff in the house. I lived 5 minutes from a store, 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk. So if I really wanted something, I had to put my shoes and coat on and walk down and go and get something. So if I really wanted it that bad, I burned the calories and I went and got it. So out here on the farm, I have a trailer. So what my plan is this year is I'm going to keep my things in the trailer, where if I want something and I know it's there, but I have to put on my shoes and a coat because I have to walk across the lawn or the yard to the other side of the yard to the trailer. So I have to really want that treat to do that, and I don't like being out in the dark, so I must really want that if I'm going to venture out there and do that. So those are just a couple things. I would love to hear from you some of the tricks that you have like that, and some of the rules you have to help you with the treats and stuff that are around you. Remember that your mindset matters. Like I said, you use it every holiday, not just Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, whenever. Just use that mindset and plan. Like, I can have treats. I don't just need all the treats. So again, pick that favorite one. You don't need them all, even though it's tempting, because there's so many good things out there. It takes away the all or nothing thinking. So you're not saying I can't have any treats. You're just taking away that all or nothing thinking, keeping yourself in control by only taking your favorites. And remember that Wegovy is doing its thing in the background. It's helping you with those cravings and helping you make better choices. Even if you enjoy treats, your appetite is lower and your portions are going to be naturally smaller because you're going to get filled up. And remember that one day isn't going to undo your progress. Same as my trip. Those 2 days aren't going to undo all the work I've done this last month. It was just a fun time, and you're going to have those times that you go on vacation and want to not worry about things and just know in the background of your mind. So that's how I handle Christmas treats while on Wegovy, and honestly, it's made the holiday so much easier and way more enjoyable. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Wegovy After the Sleeve real life talk. Thanks for watching, happy holidays, and see you in the next video.